Most people spend their entire lives waiting. They are constantly waiting for motivation, waiting for the perfect time, waiting for more confidence, waiting for life to somehow change. But here's the brutal truth. Your life will not change until you accept something most people refuse to accept. And the moment you truly understand this, everything about how you live will change. Most people believe life is supposed to feel easy. They think successful people are just more motivated, more talented, more lucky. But that's not what separates successful people from everyone else. The real difference is much simpler. Successful people accept something most people spend their entire lives denying. They accept that life is hard by default. Not sometimes, not occasionally, always. There will always be resistance. There will always be discomfort. There will always be days when you don't feel like doing the work. And the moment you stop expecting life to be easy, you stop being surprised by difficulty. And when difficulty stops surprising you, it stops controlling you. There is another uncomfortable truth. Nobody is responsible for fixing your life. Not your parents, not your boss, not your partner, not the government, not society. And that can feel harsh, but it is also incredibly freeing. Because the moment you realize nobody is coming to rescue you, you stop waiting. You stop hoping, you stop blaming, and you start building. Most people stay stuck for one simple reason. They refuse to accept responsibility. They blame their job, they blame their childhood, they blame their circumstances, they blame the economy. But responsibility is not about blame. Responsibility is about power. The moment you say, my life is my responsibility, you gain control again. Because if your life is someone else's responsibility, you're powerless. But if your life is your responsibility, you can change it. Comfort is the most dangerous trap in modern life. Comfort feels safe. Comfort feels relaxing. Comfort feels good in the moment. But comfort slowly destroys ambition. Because growth requires friction. Growth requires effort. Growth requires doing things you don't feel like doing. And the more you train your brain to choose comfort, the harder discipline becomes. That's why the most successful people in the world don't chase comfort. They train themselves to tolerate discomfort. They work when they don't feel like it. They show up when motivation disappears. They keep moving when things get hard. Discipline is not about being perfect. Discipline is about consistency. It's about showing up on the days you don't feel like it. It's about doing the work when nobody is watching. It's about choosing the long-term reward over the short-term escape. And here's the part nobody talks about. Discipline actually makes life easier because the pain of discipline is small compared to the pain of regret. Regret is much heavier. Regret is realizing you had potential, but never used it. Real change does not happen when you change your goals. Real change happens when you change your identity. When you stop saying, I want to be disciplined, and start saying, I am the kind of person who does hard things. When you stop saying, I hope I become successful, and start saying, I am building the life I want. Identity drives behavior, and behavior shapes your future. Your life right now is largely the result of the habits you repeat every day. Your routines, your decisions, your standards. And the uncomfortable truth is this: if nothing changes, nothing changes. Your future will look very similar to your present, unless you decide to do something different. Every person who transforms their life eventually reaches the same moment. A moment where they stop negotiating with themselves. A moment where excuses stop working. A moment where they finally say, enough. Enough waiting, enough blaming, enough comfort. And from that moment forward, they start acting differently. Small actions, daily discipline, relentless consistency, and slowly, everything changes. Your life will not change overnight, but it can change faster than you think. Not because motivation suddenly appears, not because life suddenly becomes easy, but because you finally accept the truth. No one is coming to fix your life, and that's not bad news. That's the best news you could possibly hear, because it means your future is still in your hands. If this message hit you, then this channel is for you, because here we talk about the uncomfortable truths most people avoid. Truth about discipline, truth about success, truth about personal responsibility. So if you're serious about building a stronger mindset, subscribe to the channel. And remember, comfort will keep you safe, but it will never make you powerful.